Looking for an accounting solution that isn't completely centralized? Then I've got some good news for you. Hey everybody, and welcome back to ICO or No. I'm Jeremy from Blockchain WTF. Thanks for stopping by. Today we're going to go over Fizcal, an ICO that hopes to provide a sustainable accounting solution by incorporating blockchain technology. And as always, we'll go over the 4 questions that we use to evaluate every single one of our ICOs. So let's start with the first question. What is the Fizcal project and what problem does it hope to solve? Accounting has been a historical issue that has faced even the earliest of societies. When people try to organize into a community, they usually have to establish trade. It's just simply too difficult to create all the products that you needed to live. So you specialize in something, made extra, and use that surplus to trade for things that you do need, that other people specialized in. While trade solved one problem, it created another. Each transaction has a credit to one person and a corresponding and equal debit to another. And these numbers have to balance out. For every input, there has to be an equal and opposite output. For example, if I buy a movie ticket for $10, that transaction has to be recorded and recognized that I am giving up $10 while the box office is gaining those same $10. Both of our books should reflect this. It seems like a huge concept, but double entry bookkeeping is how our cash and credit systems both work. We simply couldn't have banking or a monetary system without it. However, there are some issues with double entry bookkeeping. Currently, all transactions are restricted to centralized ledgers run by those processing the transaction. Since they have control, conflicts of interest may very well occur, and some records or transactions may be manipulated. Ever heard of somebody fudging the books? It's definitely something that happens, as does tax fraud and other unethical practices that are associated with bad accounting. Fizcal's answer to these problems is something they call triple entry bookkeeping. Instead of the old method of keeping separate records in localized ledgers, companies can write their transactions directly into a joint distributed ledger, creating an interlocking system of enduring accounting records. So instead of just having the payer and those receiving funds recording their records separately, by incorporating blockchain technology, a third ledger containing a copy of these transactions is recorded to the blockchain. This transaction cannot be manipulated and is permanent. It also creates an independent reference in case the two parties' books don't match up. This could completely change the way audit and record keeping occurs. If you implement triple entry bookkeeping as a standard, there's a lot less room for fraud if there's that third ledger being maintained where everybody can see it. Now that we know a little bit about Fizcal, let's move on to our second question. What are the market conditions facing the Fizcal project? A huge part of the Fizcal platform is their mobile app, which is currently being developed and will be available for both iOS and Android. The app isn't out yet, but Fizcal has listed its features, and they include facial recognition for security, a way to automatically keep track of your income versus expenses, a fully functioning loan market, payslips, buying cryptocurrency, and bank reconciliation, all within the app. Fizcal is trying to tap into an absolutely huge industry, but I actually haven't seen many accounting solutions on the blockchain. But I do know for a fact that industry leaders are making it a point to make sure that their clients are informed about blockchain technology. Deloitte, Ernst & Young, their message has been very loud and clear. Get ready for blockchain technology because it's going to be disruptive and it's not going to go away. The hurdle to market is getting accountants to use their app. It's always an uphill battle getting companies to implement new practices or software. However, Fizcal aims to make their software easier to use than current accounting solutions, and adoption could actually change the way accounting practices occur. A big part of this would be integration into a tax system and, of course, legal recognition. And for that to happen, a government would likely have to accept these triple entry accounting practices. Not saying this is impossible, but for that to happen, a government would have to legislate some new accounting framework. This means that the government would actually be giving up control, basically accepting blockchain technology. And I'm not sure if many governments are there yet. That's an especially tall order here in America, but places with less legislative gridlock could fast-track a reformation of their tax plan to include the blockchain. Is this feasible? Yes. However, there's no guarantee that the necessary steps will be taken in order for this implementation of the technology to occur in the accounting sector. And now that we've talked about the market conditions facing Fizcal, let's move on to question number 3. Who is the team behind the Fizcal ICO? The team is led by Ismail Rahim, who has lots of experience in the tech industry and has worked for several significant businesses. Beyond that, the team looks like any other inconspicuous team. No major pros, no major cons. Just one small criticism, and this may be nitpicking, but the team page on their website did not list the LinkedIn profiles for their team members. Just a small thing. And with that, let's move on to our 4th and final question. What is the design of the ICO? This is an interesting ICO structure for sure. The price of tokens and the bonus you receive vary significantly based off when you participate in the ICO. The ICO will be divided into 10 rounds, and the total target, or cap, for the ICO is set at 50 million. So each round will conclude once 5 million is reached, and at that point the next round will start. The first round will be priced at 18 cents per token, but you will also receive an 18% coin bonus if you do get in on that first round. And again, once that 5 million is raised for that round, the price of tokens will increase and the percent coin bonus will decrease, incentivizing those considering participating in the ICO to get in as early as possible. The last round contains no bonus, and each token will be sold at 36 cents, double the price of the first round. The pre-sale will start on October 16th, and the ICO will follow shortly after that. We already discussed how the ICO will progress, and that there is that hard cap of 50 million, showing some restraint on the part of the Fizcal team. And let me tell you, that's refreshing to see in an ICO, even though 50 million is still an insane amount of money. So there you have it. That's a review about the Fizcal ICO. Definitely has an uphill battle for implementation, but then again, what ICO isn't going to face that? It's definitely a cool concept, and if they can achieve the transparency and efficiency that they hope, it could very well change the way that tax systems work around the world. If you have any questions or general comments about the Fizcal project, go ahead and throw those down in the comments section so we can get a discussion going. If you enjoyed the video, please leave us a like and subscribe so you don't miss out on any future ICOs or no's. Who knows, the next one might turn out to be the big one. Thanks for tuning in to ICO or No. We'll see you next time.